Hi guys, it's Nicole and Albert here from Relax My Dog. We're here every week answering all of your doggy related questions. This week, with Firework Night just around the corner, we're going to be running through some hints and tips about how to help your dog keep calm during Firework Night. Now, it's a really stressful time and around 45% of dogs are really scared of fireworks. And charities like the RSPCA and the Blue Cross report every year that loads of dogs go missing. They just get freaked by the sounds and end up running away. So it's really important to try and make all of the preventions that you can to stop your dog from being scared of those fireworks. I'm quite lucky with Albert. He's not actually that scared of them, are you? He's more scared of hoovers. Now, we always think that the only signs of stress in dogs are whimpering or barking, but this just isn't true. There's lots of different signs that can say that your dog is really scared. So these can be things like overly grooming themselves, causing skin irritation, drooling, panting, increased heart rate, the tail between the legs. There's so many different things that can show that your dog is really stressed. So it's important to remember all of these. Even if your dog isn't whimpering, he might still be really, really scared. So we're just going to go through some tips of what you can do as a dog owner to help them before the display and during the display. So firstly, before the display, it's so important to make sure that your dog has had loads of exercise so that they're really tired during the evening. So obviously take your dog for a walk when it's still light before any of the displays start. Now, as far as feeding your dog is concerned, it's important to feed them before any displays are going to start so that they've got a full belly and they've had all of their exercise so that they can just go to sleep, hopefully, through all the fireworks. Also, sometimes the stress of the fireworks will put your dog off their food, so it's important that they've had their food before any of the fireworks start. Now, I can't stress the importance of the next one. It's really important that your dog has somewhere safe where they feel completely secure when the fireworks are going to start. So Albert, luckily, is crate trained. If you have crate trained your dog, then that's perfect because their crate is their safe place anyway, so they'll generally go straight towards their crate. But if you don't have somewhere like this, then it can be really good to just make them sort of a den. A lot of dogs will like to hide underneath furniture when they're scared. So maybe somewhere underneath a table, you could put a blanket over the table so that they feel even more secure. All of their favourite toys in that one spot so that they can just make their way straight to there if they are feeling scared. Now, a lot of dogs that do get stressed during fireworks night, they just want to hide away from everything. So don't be offended if your dog doesn't want any of the attention. Now, it is just a case of they just want to be on their own in a hidden place, so they want to hide away from any of the noise that is scaring them. If your dog has reacted badly to fireworks in the past, then you can ask your vet about certain different products that are available to help calm your dog down. Now, one of these is called the Adaptil Collar, and there's also a lot of dog appeasing pheromones as well, and these are just like sort of plug-in fresheners that pump out a certain smell which makes your dog feel more comforted. Now, these are really good if you know that your dog is going to be scared on Bonfire Night, and this is a really good way to prepare for that night. So you can start plugging these in or using the collars a couple of weeks before Bonfire Night, or even just a few days before Bonfire Night, just to bring down their stress levels and so they can find it a bit easier to relax. There's also something called the Thunder Shirt, which I have mentioned on a few videos before, and this is just a tight sort of coat that goes over your dog. Now, the tightness of it makes it feel like it's almost like swaddling a baby, so they're just going to feel more comforted if they've got this tight clothing on them. They're just going to feel a lot less anxious. Now, there's also things that you can do to prepare before Bonfire Night, like playing different soundtracks. You can get these for free on YouTube, and they will have the sound of sort of fireworks and thunder in them, and this is just going to get your dog more used to the sounds of it. So if you can sort of try and desensitize your dog to the sounds, then they're going to be less likely to get stressed on the actual night. Okay, so now moving on to during the evening on Bonfire Night. So lots of people are going to be letting off fireworks in their back gardens or the bigger displays in parks. So you need to make sure that you are completely relaxed. Your dog will bounce off your emotions. So if you act like there is absolutely nothing wrong, you're just relaxing, chilling, then they will tend to bounce off on these emotions. Now, it's also really important to remember not to overly compensate for the noises going outside by giving your dog loads of attention. the more attention you're giving your dog, the more reason they've got to think that there is something to be stressed about. So just try to, if they want attention, if they come to you and they want cuddles, give it to them, but do not approach your dog and give it more attention than normal to compensate for what's going on outside. This will actually just make them even more stressed. But having said that, never leave your dog alone in the house on bonfire night. This is just, obviously I would never imagine that any of you would do this anyway, but just in case, it's really important. It's really important to remember not to leave your dog on their own. They need you there. As I say, don't give them too much attention, but if they need you there, then they need you there. Okay, so here's the nice one though. They'll need loads of playtime. This is going to take their minds off whatever is scaring them that's going on outside. So just make sure that you're playing. It's really good to have interactive play sessions with them. So fetch, tug of war, anything like this. This is just going to take their mind completely off what's going on outside because they're going to be so focused on your playtime with them. There's also some really good like treat puzzle toys. I always talk about the Kong, but it is the best one that I've found so far. If you can just fill this up with peanut butter, freeze it, fill it up with treats, anything, this is going to keep your dog's mind occupied on getting that treat out. So that's going to be a really good way of taking his mind off it as well. Now, if your dog does approach you and wants some attention, the best place that you can possibly stroke him is between his ears. This is just going to completely calm him down. It always works with Albie, doesn't it? Just between there. This is going to be really, really comforting for him. Yeah, comforting. Now, as much as you can, please do try and stay indoors with your dog. Obviously, if they need a toilet break, then you need to make sure that they are on a leash so they can't run away if any of the sounds spook them. So take them into the garden on a leash. The last thing you want is to lose your dog on a day like this, because they could just run into roads or anything because they're so scared of the noises. They're not actually thinking about anything else. So if you do have to take him outside, please do keep your dog on a leash. And obviously the last thing that you can do during the display is to try and wash out the noises that are coming from outside by keeping your television on loud, having music on, having the radio on, or obviously playing Relax My Dog music, which is going to be the most calming thing for your dog on bonfire night. By playing music or playing the TV, you are just going to stop the noises from outside getting to your pooch. We really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, then make sure that you hit that button. Now, we do have a poll on this week for what video you would like to see next week. We are going to combine this with last week's results as well. So, because obviously we just wanted to get this video in before bonfire night just to help you and your doggies out. So we are going to combine the results to decide what we're going to be playing next week. Please do let us know if you've got any other tips or advice for bonfire night with your dog. And we are also asking if you could just send through photos of your dogs. We want to start showcasing your beautiful pooches inside our music videos. So at the moment, we are just using deposit photos, but we want to use our fans' photos now. So if you can send those through to relaxmydogmusic@gmail.com, we would love to include them in our videos and on our Instagram page. But that's it from us for this week. We'll see you again next week. Bye. Say bye, Albie. Good boy. Hi guys, it's Nicole and Albert here from Relax My Dog. We're here every week answering all of your doggy related questions. Now, the poll from last week's video showed that you guys want to know how to make a free DIY doggy sweater for your dogs. Now, Albert here gets very cold in the winter because he's got a little bald belly, haven't you?